This is the Video Game VOTARY. Show your support and hit subscribe right now. What's going on, Video Game VOTARY Vanguard? It's your boy, the Video Game VOTARY, here with a special edition of the Video Game VOTARY. It's here, guys. It's finally here. We all been waiting for it. Everybody done watched it. So here's my take on it. Sit back, subscribe, catch a vibe, and find out about PS5 next. Alright, guys, so welcome back. So we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, as you can see, right? It's this way. PS5 has been announced. Big presentation that took place. I was late to the party because I was at work, so I had to wait for some things to clear it out. But I was able to watch it, and I'm super excited. So I got some notes. So let's talk about a few things. There was a lot of games being previewed, which is fantastic. It was great for. But let's talk about the hardware. Ultra high speed solid state drive, which is more so like a computer. As you can see with the Xbox Series X, they were going for like the computer tower feel, and I feel like kind of PlayStation followed that route too, and I kind of feel like in the future that's where gaming's heading towards, because at this point they're pretty much computers, and only differences really being is going to be in my opinion, is going to be the exclusives. Got, of course, the ray tracing, the haptic feedback, adaptive triggers on the controller. You got the motion sensor built into the controller as well. The headset jack, the 4K Ultra. You got the USB port, 3D audio. You got the built-in mic. The DualSense controller is pretty impressive. I gotta admit, it's a good-looking controller. A lot of people were comparing that to an Xbox-style controller, but if we've been completely honest here, I think Xbox pretty much had the best design controller for quite some time, and everybody, even down to the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, has been piggybacking off of that. So whatever, you know what I'm saying, pick your poison. Then you also got they had a couple accessories that's saying that's going to be available for release. I don't know if that's going to be going to coincide with at launch, which would be great to have and add on, you know, once you make your initial purchase. But they had the DualSense charging station, which looked like it can charge 2 controllers at once. You had the HD camera, which obviously will be like a upgrade or the next edition of the current PlayStation camera, which is great, especially if I imagine they're going to continue streaming straight from the PS4, which I totally love. So if they continue that with the PS5 move forward, that's also great. They got the Pulse 3D wireless headset, looks awesome, matching with the white. The digital edition, not a fan of. You guys know I'm all the way physical. I'm not a fan of digital content and downloading the games there. I'd rather have my copy of the game. That's just my personal opinion. Then they also come with a media remote, which I also think is pretty cool too, you know, because a lot of us use it as a, you know, it's a multi-entertainment console. It's not just video games. You know, you got your all of your TV networks and streaming services that you can watch, not to mention the 4K Ultra Blu-ray disc player that comes equipped with the PS5 as well. So I'm a fan of all these things, and I think it's great that they, you know, they had us waiting for a while. You know, Xbox, in my opinion, had them on the ropes, but in my personal opinion, PlayStation came out swinging, especially with the amount of games that they premiered today and the amount of accessories to accompany the PS5. Hopefully upon launch, I think that's going to basically put them back into the good graces of the gaming community. They did a good job, as well put together today. Okay, so let's talk about the games. First, we had up GTA 5, which is basically it's going to be added content, and it's going to be built on the PS5, and they're giving away $1 million each month up until the release of GTA 5 on the PS5. So if you're still playing GTA 5, I didn't put much time into it, but if you're still playing, you can take advantage of getting that free in-game money from courtesy of the Rockstar. They're putting that out there. Spider-Man Miles Morales looks fantastic. PlayStation exclusive. You guys know the last Spider-Man game won Game of the Year, so that's impressive. The game looks great. Great looking graphics, great looking gameplay. Gran Turismo 7. Another story franchise along that comes with the Sony PlayStation, and you know, it seems like Sony's coming out with the heavy hitters right out the gate. I'm expecting, especially Gran Turismo 7, to be a day one release along with launch. That's just my personal opinion. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, that looks fantastic. I'm excited for the new Ratchet and Clank game. Great looking game, awesome. Project, I think it's Athena. I probably wrote some of these wrong, so please forgive me. But that game looked great. Strays is like it's some strange game with a cat. Not too much gameplay. Didn't really get that too much. You had Returnal. Looks pretty good. Sackboy, A Big Adventure. That is a spinoff of Little Big Planet. That game looks fantastic. 3D platformer. I can't wait for that game. That's something I look forward to playing with my 5-year-old son. I'm sure he will get some enjoyment out of that. And I'm a big fan of platformers myself. Destruction All Stars. Then you got Kena, Bridge of Spirits. Goodbye Volcano High. I'm not really sure about that. Another big game that they had gameplay for, Oddworld Soulstorm. Looks fantastic. Another addition to the Oddworld series. Very popular and story franchise in the gaming community. Then you had, I think it's called Jet, The Far Shore. Then you had Godfall, Solar Ash. Hitman 3 looks very, very impressive. It wasn't a lot of gameplay, but just the story and the build up behind the game itself looked very, very impressive. I think they did an awesome job. I think that's also going to be a great game. Hitman 3. Astro's Playroom, which is, if you guys are familiar, Astro was kind of like a mascot for the PlayStation 4. I remember him being around when they had the PlayStation, I think it was called the Playroom, where you basically can go live from your camera and stuff like that. And there was a lot of stuff going on with the release of PlayStation 4. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. But they basically gave that mascot a spin-off his own game and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. You had Little Devil Inside. Looked pretty cool. A couple more games. NBA 2K21. I haven't played sports games like that in quite some time. You know, you've seen me play like NBA Live here and there, but it's not as much as I used to. But I must say, it wasn't a lot of in-game graphics, but it did look super impressive. So shout out to 2K with that. You had Bug Snacks. Pretty weird looking game. Not sure what that's about too much. You had Demon's Soul Deathloop from, I think that was that Bethesda or Gearbox? But fantastic looking first person shooter game. Excited for that. Resident Evil 8 Village. I'm super excited for that. Fantastic looking game as well. Pragmata. That was another game. The New Horizon Zero series, Forbidden West. Looking forward to that. So that sums up the games. Let me know down in the comment section what you thought about the presentation. What do you think about the visuals of the hardware that you see right here below? What you think about the PS5 in general as far as the specs, the games? What are you expecting at launch? And right now, I want to know. I'm going to make a poll on the page. If you click on the Video Game Voter YouTube channel and you click on Community, I'm going to make a poll. I'm curious to know right now, with what you know and the information that's been provided to everybody so far, which way you going? You going PlayStation 5 or you going Xbox Series X? Let me know. Be sure to go in the community section and vote. Leave your comments down below. Thank you for your continued support. I appreciate it. I'm super excited, man. I got some money stashed here. And to be honest with you, I got my money stashed away for both of them. So absolutely going to be day one release. I'm going to pre-order as soon as they become available. And I don't want to take chances like I did with the Nintendo Switch, even though I don't think Sony or Microsoft will do the type of things that Nintendo does. They tend to undership and kind of build up, you know, the need and drive to go and get this console, especially when it become unavailable. I think that they do that. I mean, it works in their favor. It's a little annoying, but you know, I had to wait in line like 10 hours to get the Nintendo Switch because I didn't pre-order it. But that is not taking place this time. I got my money already. I'm getting both day one. So now I'm just kind of looking to see what's going on. Also, Sony did not mention anything about backwards compatibility just yet. So being that they didn't mention it, that doesn't completely mean that it's off the board. And I imagine that it could still be possible. I mean, you know, these are big powerhouse companies that can make things happen in the middle of, you know, in the midst of hours, days, or weeks, or whatever. And it's not due to come out to the holiday season, but I'm sure they are in the process of actually building and creating the actual hardware to get them packaged and get them ready to be released on the release date. And I'm expecting a release date around the second week of November. If you ask me, I'm definitely expecting it to come out before Black Friday. Both consoles, I'm predicting right here on Video Game VOTARY that they're going to come out before Black Friday. That way, you know, stores and stuff like that can take advantage of Black Friday sales. And I imagine these are going to be very, very high on the list as far as what kids are wanting for the holiday season and stuff like that. So I'm expecting both consoles to come out a week or two prior to Black Friday. I'm also, honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I think Microsoft, you know, they release this stuff. They already guarantee backwards compatibility. They laid their thing, laid all their process out there, all the products, their hardware. I think they've been preparing. I think actually Microsoft was ready for release last year, in my personal opinion. So I also think that they are waiting for Sony to release their price point, and I think that Sony knows that they're waiting, and they're kind of making them wait as long as they can. And I believe that once Sony announces what the price point is going to be for the PS5, I believe Microsoft is going to undercut them, which isn't a bad move, because if you rewind back to, what was that, 94 when the PS1 came out, PlayStation undercut what was it, Sega Saturn? Yeah, I think it was Sega Saturn at the time. They undercut them by $100. I believe the Saturn was $299, and a very memorable moment in the gaming community. I believe it was the president of Sony America came out, just went up to the mic and just said $199, and you know the place pretty much erupted. So I imagine Microsoft is going to do that. They're trying to take advantage of this generation of the console releases and the console wars. I believe hands down PS4 won the last round. I think 360 may have won between them and the PS3. That's very debatable, but no doubt last series absolutely went to PS4. So that's what I'm expecting from Microsoft. And not only that, I'm also expecting them to undercut them as far as the release date as well. I believe that they're going to push it out faster and sooner. I don't know how much sooner, but I know for a fact they're waiting to see what Sony's going to do, and they're going to try to find a way. Now, being that Sony premiered so many games, I think that kind of made up for lost time. We've been hearing about the Series X, and we actually saw the Series X since 2019, late 2019, was when they first kind of premiered how the hardware looks and stuff like that. And, you know, with Sony having so many games on the horizon, I think that first month or so, along with launch, it's going to play a major role in the performance of PS5. I mean, we all know you got solid Sony enthusiasts out there that's strictly PlayStation, and then you got your Microsoft fans. But I could say that PlayStation right now has some heavy hitters coming out the gate. I think they put on a great presentation today, and then, you know, it's making me think, you know, Microsoft did purchase a lot of third-party companies to make exclusives for Xbox. And to be completely honest, my idea and perspective on this next generation of console wars is really, at this point, I feel like, you know, we're peaking when it comes to graphics and stuff like that, as far as you can go with the hardware and with video games in general. So now what it's coming down to at this point is coming down to console exclusives, and it's coming down to backwards compatibility. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. Xbox is already guaranteed full backwards compatibility with their entire library of games from 360 and Xbox original. Now that's in Xbox One, so that's only three generations of consoles. And PlayStation, I believe, has one extra one with the PS1. Yeah, with the PS1. So I still kind of feel like PlayStation kind of got to do all or nothing. I still feel that way. I still feel like, in the grand scheme of things, or at least in the first few months and leading up to release and release the next couple months after that, I feel like that's going to play a major role. But I do feel, and I agree with everybody else in the community right now, that PlayStation is definitely, they're coming, they're prepared at this point now. You know, it's a little late in the game, but better late than never. But, you know, still a lot of unanswered questions. We don't know about the price point. I wasn't sure if they're going to show the hardware. They did do that. So we don't know the price point of either. You know, just from understanding what certain parts cost and estimates throughout the community, it sounds like it's going to be kind of expensive. So we just got to kind of wait and see. So what do you guys think about Sony's presentation? Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget, I'm going to post a poll in the community section. Please go vote on there and let me know your thoughts about the presentation, which way you're going to go, what you're going to do, Xbox or PlayStation. Thank you for tuning in to the Video Game Votary. Catch the vibe. We out. Thank you for watching. Follow me on all social media platforms at Video Game Votary.